Well, the 3 men convicted today were in their 20s and 2 of them were born here in the UK. Mohammed Shafiq is a spokesman for the Ramadhan Foundation, a Muslim youth organisation. I asked him what he thought may have motivated them.
I think primarily these people are brainwashed in thinking that they can use violence and they can kill innocent people to make political points. And I think what these verdicts demonstrate is that with the necessary support and resources for the intelligence and police agencies, and with the necessary support from the community, we can recognise and identify the terrorist, and they can be caught and be brought to justice. And today's verdict is a shining example of that coordinated work that is going on.
What impact do you think a case like this and a verdict like this has on the wider Muslim community?
Twofold. I think it recognises, in light of the many hundreds of anti-terror raids that have happened where people have been found not guilty, in many cases people have been arrested in the anti-terror raids and been released without charge. So when these sort of cases do happen, it reiterates the point which I've been making over the past few years, that the threat from terrorism is real, that there are people within our community who try to use our faith to make political points and to use violence, and that's against our faith and it's against our community, and we've got to come together to defeat it.
Do you think that's a message that's getting through?
Absolutely. I think 5 years ago when I first started in this field, there was a reluctance in our community to have this debate openly, and now we're actually seeing a difference. So, for example, after this July the 7th attacks, it was nearly 2 days before you saw Muslim organisations respond in the media. At the time of the Glasgow terrorist attack, I was on BBC News Channel, on various news networks within hours of it happening. So I think there has been a change, and that change has come from the grassroots, not being imposed by the government and their attempts to remodel Islam and Muslims, but it's been about the community taking responsibility and standing up against this evil.
But do you think the community, however well-intentioned, can identify the sort of young men, and it is mainly young men, who are likely to be radicalised, who are likely to become involved in this kind of activity?
Most of these groups who are involved in terrorism or extremism are isolated from the community, so you wouldn't see them an integral part of the community. They usually lead isolated lives. They don't tend to mix in the community, don't tend to mix in the mosque and the mainstream of the community, so it has been difficult. But I think there is a real recognition that the community has got to wake up to that reality, and that's why we are seeing more and more partnership with the police and the intelligence agencies with the Muslim community than we ever seen before. We can never be complacent. We've all got to work together to make sure that we eradicate it.
Mohammed Shafiq of the Ramadhan Foundation.